Hello everyone. Hello.
Hi.
And happy Friday. It is Friday. We just had a huge snowstorm here in Maryland, so we're all still kind of just warming ourselves up. So thank you guys for joining us. We are going to do the Barcelona earrings today live, and then this video will be on our YouTube channel, so you can always go back and check it out later if you don't get to catch it live. So the Barcelona earrings we did a little while ago. I actually made my first sample of these, and these were ones that use the discs that we oops, here we go. These are using discs that we used in the September Best Bead box. So everyone who got a September Best Bead box already has a disc, and we have, of course, tons more online, so you can always purchase more. And this can be a pendant, or it can be a pair of earrings, like we're going to show you today. Ready, Jenny?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to it. So here on my bead mat here, we have some supplies. We have the discs, the resin discs, and these are super lightweight, so I really like using them. They're really good for bead weaving because they have the holes, so you can do like any kind of bezeling or anything around them that you want and attach with the holes there. Today we're going to be using jump rings, so we're going to be making these really cute, simple, straightforward little charms here, and then attaching them.
Should we change the view so we can see the comments?
Yes.
How do I do that? Here?
Yeah, go there. You can go there. There we go. Hi. Hi, everyone. Okay, great. Now I can see the comments. Hi, Nancy, Sharon, Jeanette, Richard. Hi, everybody. Jenny. I missed Jenny because she was on top of PotomacBeads. Hi, PotomacBeads. Shout out to my lady in the office down the street. Feels like a street in here sometimes. I feel like we need road signs. The office across the street, across the hall. So here's our sample. These are the earrings that I'm wearing today. And we're going to use same materials, and I'm going to do a second one today. Actually, I'm going to do a third one because I'm already wearing a full pair of them. I am sitting below you. Oh, PotomacBeads is not the person I thought it was.
What did you think it was?
I thought it was Amber. It's Allie.
Yeah.
Because she's sitting below me.
She's under the table.
Don't fall through the floor, Jenny, or, you know, poor Allie. So, are you ready to get started?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, awesome, because I am too. So what you're going to need for this project is some 4mm bicones. And I have this really awesome color here. We started carrying the bicones in this opaque color. So we have a few of these opaque or opal colors. And they're really nice,
yeah,
because
really
if you don't want something completely clear that your thread is going to show through, you've got some options and just like brighter, more intense colors. So love these guys. And then we're also going to use some delicas. I have the lined cobalt luster here, which is really pretty, like navy sort of steel blue color. Galvanized champagne. We're a huge fan of our metallic colors here. And then I'll have some rings and some jump rings and ear wires later to wrap it all up and pull it all together. So Jenny, you have something slightly different there. You're using some other beads.
Yeah.
You have. So let's show the folks at home what you have.
These are the jade rondelles from the
November.
Yeah, November.
Yeah, from November. So if you got the November box, you got the jade rondelles.
And then I just chose a few colors we had on hand of that's going to be my 11. And this little root beer. I think this is
it's a mauve Ceylon, I think, yeah.
Silver lined root beer,
yeah.
15.
Cool, so you're going to be playing with something very different. You have a much more subdued color palette, really pretty. I have a much brighter in your face, kind of, but I think very holiday appropriate. So let's just go ahead and get started with the beading, shall we? Hi, I'm joining. What did I miss? You missed nothing. We've just been chatting and wasting time. We've just been introducing basically the supplies. So we'll go over those again as we make the project, so you didn't miss anything. So to start this project, we're going to make first, oh, your supplies are okay there.
Oh.
So to start out, you're going to want a length of beading thread that's comfortable for you to work with. Probably about 3 feet is all you're going to need. And you're going to do each one of these little pieces, these little charms separately. So you probably only need about 2 feet to do each one. So the first thing we're going to do, Jenni, is we can actually pick up a stop bead if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the stop bead.
You like the stop bead? Yeah, I do too. I go back and forth on the stop bead. Sometimes I feel like it's just like an extra thing that gets in the way. I know I was watching a video from Teresa the other day, and she actually used the stop bead. She didn't care that the thread went around the bead, and so she just used it in her project.
Oh.
And you can always, at the end of your project, you can always just take that little bit of thread and pull it out, and it's fine. I've done that too. So lots of options for you. Stop bead, no stop bead. It's a personal preference. I'm going to use the stop bead, and I'm going to do Teresa's method where I use it in my project and see how that works for me.
So you're going to pass through it, but how are you going to get, you don't need to pull the tail through it because it's just going to be there. Right? Well,
let's keep going and find out what works for me.
Okay.
So I picked up a 15-0. The first step in this project is going to be picking up a ring of 15-0s and bicones. So I have one here. This is sort of like the turkey that's been in the oven for a little while on those cooking shows. This is, if we fast forward ahead, you can see the first step here I'm going to do is pick up the bicones and 15-0s. So I'm going to use my stop bead as one of those bicones, or one of those 15-0s. I'm going to pick up a 15, a bicone, there we go, and then keep going until I've got 4 bicones with a 15-0 in between. So here's my little ring. They also look like cute little Christmas packages. Yeah, they do. Actually, that's a really good idea. If you're into like doing the little Christmas toppers, like the little Christmas package toppers, like I know Jenni is, that's a really good idea. You can make these, and you can use the same idea and just make it bigger.
Yeah, you could also, if you make a little Christmas tree earring, use that with it. As a package.
Oh, how cute. How cute. You make a little, because we just had a video with the Christmas trees. So you have a little Christmas tree, and then you get a little package underneath. That's adorable. So I have here my 4 bicones, 15-0 in between each one. Again, I'm using my stop bead 15-0. So I'm going to bring these around into a circle. And I'm going to pass through my 15-0 stop bead and my first bicone. And cinch that all together, pull it tight, and so I have my little circle, which ends up being a little square or diamond with my beads.
Cute all by itself.
Yeah, cute all by itself. There you go. You can stop there if you want. Good night, I'm going home. So now I'm coming out of my bicone. I'm going to go through my 15-0. And at this point, I'm going to need some delicas on my mat. Oops. You don't need a ton of beads. So for these earrings here, you're only going to need about 1 gram of each seed bead. And 16, 30, I'm using 4, 8, 12, 24 bicones. So 24 bicones and then very little seed beads. So if this is a great project for like the little tubes that you have that they're like little shakers at this point. Yeah. They're just like little noisemakers.
For your cat.
For your shakers for your cat, because there aren't that many left. grab all those out and go to town and make a bunch of these.
You could have, if you did that with a bunch of different colors, you could dangle them on a chain.
Yeah, cute little charms.
Or a bracelet.
Hi. So, coming out of the 15-0, and I'm going to pick up 5 of my delicas. 5 delicas. And these 5 delicas are going to be able to bridge from one 15-0 to the other around my bicone. And it's going to create a nice little border for me. So then I'm going to go through my next 15-0. Pull that tight.
Why did I think you did 6 on there?
I might have been playing around with that.
One. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can also. I'm using bicones in this design, but you use the little rondelles, and if I'm using 4mm check glass, 6 delicas may work better. So you just want to pick up what spans that space, you know, without like riding up on itself. You want to have it just fit comfortably around the border. Yeah. So pick up another 5 here, 5 of my delicas, pass through my next 15-0, and I'm going to do this 2 more times. I've got a couple more bicones here. Okay, so far, using my stop bead in the project has worked for me, because this is the pass that I was concerned about. When you use a stop bead in the project, of course, you're going through the bead more than you would be because you're passing through to make the stop bead. But I'm using size 11 needles, or size 11 needles.
Wait,
all my numbers end with O these days because I've got seed beads on them. 10. I'm sorry, I didn't even get the number right.
Where'd you get an 11?
I have a special stash of 11 O needles. Yeah, no, I have a size 10 needle because I like the heft of a 10 needle. So that's what I'm using. And of course, taking your needle and thread through a 15-0 several times, it can get really tight. So I was worried about that last pass, but everything went through fine.
Good.
So I could breathe a sigh of relief at this point.
I might try it the next time.
Oh, watching from Sweden. I wonder if they have more snow than we got yesterday. I don't know. Too bad you can't send a picture through Twitch. I'd like to see the amount of snow you have. So this is now, I'm at the point where I showed you this little guy earlier. So that's basically our first couple steps. We're making this little diamond and we're framing it. And now we're going to add the cross on the top. So for those of you who did the Moonlight Sonata, this is very similar. It's basically the same thing that you did with the check bicones. I'm going to go through my my bicone, my Potomac crystal bicone, because I want to be coming out of that bicone. And now I'm going to use some 15-0s.
She said there's always a lot of snow in Sweden.
Always a lot of snow. So we can't complain, right? We can't complain with our, they predicted something like
2 feet?
24 inch, yeah, like 2 feet. I maybe got like 10, maybe. So I've got 7 15-0 seed beads on my needle. I like the odd numbers, so I have a center one. And then I'm going to go back through my bicone. So I'm just retracing my footsteps here and going back through and looping my seed beads around. I have way too much thread. I have a lot. I have like a thread addiction where I just for some reason I have a project that takes like 3 inches of thread and I have 3 feet. I don't know. I must have at one point ran out of thread and really hated it, and now it's like I always overcompensate.
Or you get tired of threading the needle, so you know you're just going to keep using it.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got 7 seed beads looped around here, and coming at the end of my bicone, I'm going to go up through 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's why mine was wonky.
Say that a little bit louder.
That's why mine was wonky earlier.
Okay, so what did you do?
I went over to the next rondelle and I did 4 and picked up 3.
Oh, well, you can do it either way.
But it looked more like a throwing star at the
okay.
end.
So there's, more than one way to do this, to tackle this. I'm going to come back through my bicone and pick up my 3 15-0s at the end here. So I'm just reusing those 3 15-0s. And then I'm going to pick up 4 more 15-0s.
Oh, yeah.
4,
just the
5, 6, 7. Yeah, exactly. So combined, that's my total of 7. And that will fit nicely around the bicone. So then I'm going to go through my bicone, go up and just kind of retrace my steps, go back up through the 3 at the end, and the 4 that I just added. And now I've got half of my present topped. And then I'm going to go through my next bicone. And I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to repeat the same steps. I'm going to pick up 4 of my 15-0s. So this is what you did. Because it's basically a right angle weave that we're just doing in a circle. So when I did this other step, or when I went around this bicone here, I came out and I picked up the 3 that I'm sharing, and then I picked up 4. Now I'm going through my bicone, so now I'm picking up 4 because I'm on the other side.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Got it.
So there's more than one way to do it. I'm going to go back down through, go back down through 3, the 3 on the edge of this one that I just did previously. So you can see that I have 3 seed beads here that I'm sharing, 3 on this side, and the one in the center is not going to be shared. So the one in the center, there's a 15-0 with each bicone, the center one, the 4th one, and that's not shared. So that's just going to help create a nice little design in the center. So pull that tight. And I'm going to keep working. Go through my next bicone. And now I'm going to go up through 3 15-0s. So this is exactly like the first one. And now I only need to pick up my 1 15-0 in the center because I already have 3, my frame sort of created there with the 3 15-0s on either side. So I have 1 15-0 here on my needle, and I'm going to go down through the 3 there on the other side of my bicone, give it a nice little tug.
I want to see my
And
brooch.
you can see. Oh, they're not paying attention to what I'm doing. They want to see your brooch. Yeah, actually, we were going to save this for a little bit later, but now's as good a time as any. Very pretty.
Thank you. So I made it with the filigree from the...
Here, I'll move over. You can have the spotlight there.
From the Birds of a Feather pendant.
Yeah, so that was the Birds of a Feather pendant. That was the filigree disc. And you can do a lot with it, but you don't have to use it for weaving, or you don't have to seed bead with it. You just used it as a base, and you hot glued a number of cute little holiday items on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, including a crystal. Very cute.
Thank you.
And then used a pin back.
Yeah, one of the straight ones.
Cool. And what you're gonna do that like a box topper?
Yeah.
I think? Yeah.
I'm gonna hook it onto a ribbon for the package so then people can have it as a pin after.
Yeah, very cute.
Thank you.
Such an adorable idea. So I'm done on this side. So now I'm gonna flip it and just do the same thing on the back side. So I'm gonna push my needle to the other side of the project here, just going underneath my delicas here just so that my thread is coming out on the other side. I want to make sure my thread is coming out of a bicone, and I'm going to repeat the same steps. So I'm going to start with 7 of my 15-0 seed beads.
Thank you guys for saying it's lovely.
Thank you. Cute, Jenny. Aww. So I got not 15. I have 7 of my 15-0s here. And I'm going to loop around my bicone, pull that tight. I'm going to go up through 5 bicone, or 3 15-0s. I'm going to go up through the 3 15-0s that I'm sharing, pick up 4 15-0s, through my bicone. How's yours coming along, Jenny?
Not great.
Not great. I noticed it hasn't
progressed.
No, I was gonna say it hasn't made an appearance on this side of the mat.
Yeah,
so I didn't want to put any pressure on you, but I wasn't sure how you were doing over there.
I screwed up somewhere, so I just backed up real quick.
Well, that's okay. So let's tell the folks at home. Wait, how you screwed up?
I really don't know.
Oh, okay.
But
because they may make the same mistake.
Yeah.
So it's helpful to know.
I don't know. So I think what I did was.
Where did you first realize you had? When did you first realize you had a problem?
Around about the third 15-0 in the
okay, so
first
we're
7.
Okay.
So
put that little fella right down here, and we'll problem shoot it with you. So you're coming out there.
Is that right?
Yep. And then you're gonna pick up 4 15-0s. So let's see if make sure people can see this at home. You're gonna pick up 4 15-0s, and then you're gonna go back through your rondelle and come up through the 3 again.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think you're good. I don't know if it's throwing you off a little bit because you need to pull this a little tighter.
Yeah, I took my stop bead off. She gave me the teacher, like, why'd you do that look?
After I spent an hour at the beginning of us talking about stop bead. But that's why I decided to actually leave it on. Because if you take the stop bead off, the teller, so yeah, if you take the stop bead off, then your little square circle that you created at the beginning just kind of all
like this.
Opens. Yeah, so that's why I did the outline of my beads first, and I did all the delicas first to like hold it all together. And then I can go in and do that little star X shape.
But the classic mistake I made was using a bead that was in my project. So I pulled it off because it was one of my 11s that I didn't want to accidentally use.
Gotcha, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Beginner's mistake.
Well, Jenny, you are far from a beginner. But yeah, so that actually helps us solve the question of to use the stop bead or not to use the stop bead.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it. It worked well for me. So I've got my back and my front done now. So I've got my little X on either side, and so now I have to add a little jump ring up there, so I can then attach it with another jump ring to my filigree disc. So Jenni, I think you have a question.
Do I look like, oh.
So Jenni, no, Eva says, so Jenni, how do you like beading so far?
Oh, good. It's fun. I've been beading for maybe 14 years now. I just act like, I guess I just, I don't have an excuse for why I mess up so much.
No, Jenni. It's a different project.
I'm stuck again.
I like how PotomacBeads just said LOL. Okay. So, so moving on with the folks following at home. No, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
No,
it's fine.
It's fine because Anna or I acted like I was a beginner too.
You have fun, Jenni. Here you go, Jenni. It's all about just having fun.
A special little beater.
So at this point, the only thing left to do with our thread and our needle is to attach a jump ring at the top. So the reason why I like attaching the jump ring instead of doing a loop of seed beads is if I attach a loop of seed beads, which I actually have a sample here I can show you, it's going to hang, it's actually going to be kind of tight. So I made some of these little guys. I made a whole bunch of these in this colorway, and I put a loop of 15-0 seed beads at the top here. But then when I went to attach them, like you can see on my finished pair here, I went to attach with the jump rings, and it was just, it was too tight. The spacing was just too tight. So then I decided the best way to tackle it was to actually just put a jump ring on there because it's thinner than the seed beads, and it all just fits a whole lot better. So to attach the ring at the top, I'm going to take my needle and thread, and I'm going to go through 3 of my delicas. So I'm going to be coming out of the center one, which would be my third seed bead. And I'm going to pick up a jump ring. And then I'm going to go back through the delica that I'm coming out of in the same direction. So I'm going out of the delica, I'm going out of the delica, picking up my jump ring, and then just kind of making a U-turn and coming back through that delica. And so what that does is it attaches my jump ring to that one side of the delica. And then I'm going to do this on the other side of the delica. So I'm still coming out of that one delica, just coming out the other side. And I'm going to go through my jump ring. And then same thing, I'm going to make like a little U-turn, and then I'm just going to go through that delica again. And, oops, and get caught on my button, on my shirt. Pull that, give it a nice little tug, make sure it's nice and straight. And so what that does is it gives me, I'm actually attaching my jump ring in 2 spaces, or in two places, on either side of my delica, and it makes my jump ring hang the correct way because I want to have the jump ring facing forward so that I can then attach another one sideways. Anybody who's attached a jump ring or put a bail on knows that you have to have it facing the right way, and sometimes it's frustrating and it's hard to figure out how to get to do that. So that's the way that I figured out to make this work for myself.
That could be a better beater episode.
Yeah, actually all about jump rings.
Well, no, she's probably already done that. Like, bail direction.
Yeah, there you go,
Yeah.
Allie. There's an idea for you. So when you see that better beater episode in a couple weeks, you know how to give the credit to. So now I'm just going to take my needle and thread, travel through my project a little bit, because all I need to do at this point is just tie off my thread. So I'm going to find where my thread is where I started, work my way over that direction, and then I'll be able to tie it off. Do you have a, oh yeah, you have a thread zap over there. Oops. I think sometimes I start going through a 15-0 and I realize it's not going to happen. And then I gotta backtrack and find a plan B. It is not going to happen. And the worst thing is when you force it and then you break a bead. Mm-hmm. So you learn real quick. Just don't even try.
I think that is a Better Beater episode there about fixing a broken bead, huh?
That. Oh yeah, that's one that we already have, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm just doing a little overhand knot here. Give that a nice tight pull, get that nice and tight. My thread zap. And we burn this down. There we go. Slices right through like a hot knife through butter.
Yeah, she got a new one.
Yeah. She got a new one. And because of the magic of TV, I have my finished cake over here. I have 3 little charms all ready to go. And now I can attach them to my disc. So I'm going to need another 3 jump rings. And I think you are the keeper of the tools over there. I'm going to slide me a couple, yeah. So to do the jump rings and attach them, you're going to want like 2 pliers, preferably 2 pliers that have flat insides. So flat nose, a needle nose, bent flat nose. And open these guys up. Lots of tutorials on showing you how to open jump rings and use them. So if you're not familiar with it, very easy to watch one of Allie's videos and get that information. The disc here definitely has a design that goes a certain direction. I didn't pay attention to it when I first made the earrings. So I had one going like one direction, one kind of going a different direction, which doesn't really bother me, but if it's going to bother you, just take a second to lay them out so that the design is facing the right way.
I see.
Yeah. And then I'm just going to use these holes on the outside and put everything together, link it all together here. So I've got my, here we go, close it up there, and there we go. And because I attached my jump rings the way that I did, my little charms, my little cross charms here will be facing forward. So how's yours going, Jenni?
It's good. I got to a good spot. I don't know why I'm yelling.
Good.
But I was gonna say I just did the front and not the back, and I realized when you sit it down on the mat, it sits really flat. So if you decide to make it into a bracelet, just do the front side, and then the back side will sit nice and flat on your wrist.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, and if you guys did the Moonlight Sonata, or if you did your own version of the Moonlight Sonata, same concept. I actually made these earrings over the summer a long time ago, and I think people were asking about them, so we wanted to do it live and show you guys how we did it. So this is actually the hardest part for me, is just lining the jump rings up and getting everything to fit in together.
That disc is pretty thick.
Yeah, it's a pretty thick disc. So, but it works. If you don't have hand lotion on your hands.
Oh no.
I think that's my problem. So there we go. Finally got that on there. And get a good tight grip, cinch it up, close that up. There we go. There's my second one. And then to attach an ear wire at the top, you're going to do exactly the same thing. You're just going to get some jump rings and an ear wire and just attach that to the top. So Making sure you have the right size jump rings will be important. I don't think substituting it will really work here. So the jump rings, I would rather go bigger than smaller. Obviously, if you go too small, it just won't fit. Bigger could be more of a statement. I thought about using the twisted jump rings because they're really cute.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty.
Yeah, so I would actually try using the twisted jump rings. I like those guys. You can use a different size jump ring for what you're using to attach your two pieces together. And you can use a pretty small jump ring on the top of your little charms that you're making. So it doesn't all have to be the same size. And you definitely want to make sure that you're using open jump rings. And again, it can be different because the jump rings that you're using to attach your charms have to be open, of course, because you have to open and slide pieces on. But the pieces, the jump rings that you're using at the bottom that you're attaching to your charms, they can be closed. And it would actually be probably better if they are closed, so that way as you take your thread around them, you're not accidentally going through that little open piece and, you know, possibly, you know, it falling off. So I just wanted to open one pack of jump rings for the video. So I didn't make it too complicated. So this size here, this is 6mm and 19 gauge. So that's probably about the thickest I would want to go. So if you're really paying attention to your gauges, that's the thickest I would want to go. Otherwise, it's just going to get too tight. So I have gold plated here. You could do, of course, any metal you want. 6mm or bigger or wider is what you want. So 6, 7, 8mm. And then, of course, it's up to you. It's just a personal preference. If you want to do something of more of a statement with a twisted jump ring.
And somebody said the filigree is really nice. We have these in several colors and shapes.
Yeah, we do. I have a lot of these. So there's plenty for everybody who wants to make a pair. And of course you'll want two unless you want to make just like a little.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's really cute just as a pendant. And what I would do if you do a pendant is I would do, I don't know if we have a tassel or anything around here. I don't know. Allie cleaned up. So I don't have as many goodies to play with. But you can always add a tassel. You could actually take these, you could do stacks of them. So, ooh, actually I like this idea too. I just made these at home, but
oh, wow.
Look how fun this is if you just do if you do stacks.
And those colors are very pretty.
Yeah, they look really cute together. And then I would do...
They do look like Spanish tiles.
They do. And then maybe do like an extra long one in the center or something if you're into like really big earrings. Just making sure I didn't miss any questions.
And they're really lightweight, so you can really pile those on if you wanted to.
Yeah, both these little charms that we're making and the resin discs are super light. So it's a great way to make a larger earring without having to like really weigh your earring down or your ear down. I remember, I think I mentioned this in another live or another video. I was watching something with Beyonce, an interview, and she said that she thinks she has like big ears, so she likes to wear really big earrings to counterbalance it. So if you have Beyonce ears, these are the earrings for you. Maybe we should make some and send her a pair.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. I'm sure she'll wear them in her next video.
Yeah.
I'll send her like $100 and tell her to
shout out.
Shout out. Yeah, next time you're on stage, shout out PotomacBeads. So there you go, Barcelona earrings and a design that is a fairly simple technique that you can kind of play with and run with and gives you lots of endless possibilities. Great. So thank you guys for watching. Remember to thumbs up the video, thumb it up. That just makes other people see it more. So we get to spread more bead joy. Thumb it up, like us, definitely join the chat. I should have said that at the beginning. I'm sorry, but next time, remember for next time, if you didn't join the chat, join the chat. We try to pay attention to all the questions that are coming through. So anytime we're on here, feel free to send questions live. And then, of course, we also have Facebook. So we have Facebook for the Best Bead Box, which is kind of what we're working on now because we've got these from the Best Bead Box. And then, of course, also for bead weaving and beading and jewelry making. And that's for any beading questions, any inspiration you want to share. Just an awesome place with tons of other beaders to talk and chat with. So
I gotta say to Ava, it's no big deal.
Jenni, I'm sorry for jumping to conclusions.
No worries at all.
You should have just gone with it, Jenni. You've just been like, I've just started 3 days ago. And then she would have been really impressed with your skills.
That's true, especially because I was on other videos.
So thank you guys all for watching. And yeah, if you didn't join the Facebook group already, go ahead and join the Facebook group, and you'll see lots more of our designs and our faces. If you want to see more of our faces, that's up to you. Okay, thanks so much for watching. We're gonna go back to our desks now for the rest of the day. Thanks everyone for watching.